Today, I'm going to share with you how I brainwashed myself to become a secure parent. I was a very insecure parent years ago in 2012. I used to feel like I was failing as a parent, I was not doing enough, that I was incapable, that I even believed that I was not a good mom. And I'm going to share with you my journey to my transformation. Today, I'm a parenting coach who is the head coach of an amazing parenting coaching agency, HIC Parenting. And I've dedicated the last 4 years of my life to help parents bring peace to their parenting, break free from reactivity so they can raise emotionally healthy children. And if that's what you want in your parenting, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can start transforming your life today. Okay, so let's continue with how did I brainwash myself to become a secure parent? It was 2012 and I was raising a beautiful neurodivergent son. Now he's an adult and I was so sure about the parent that I did not want to be. Basically, I didn't want to raise him like my parents raised me. I didn't want to raise him with spanking, with yelling, with him feeling less. I wanted him to have a voice. I wanted him to feel safe with me. But then the struggle was real because every day I felt like I was not doing enough, like I was failing him. I remember one day sitting at the kitchen table, looking at him, just having a complete meltdown on the floor and thinking, what did I do wrong? For sure, I must be doing something wrong to cause this. What I didn't know is that it was more the way I was viewing my parenting than anything else. Because he was a neurodivergent child with PTSD and other things, other diagnoses, and a lot of support needs. So it made sense why he had all those behaviors. Yet I was taking it very, very personal. Do you relate to this? You see your child's behaviors and then you wonder, I wonder if I'm causing this, if I'm causing this meltdown. I wonder if I'm causing this tantrum. I wonder if I'm causing my child to fight me so much at bedtime, to not go to sleep, to have poor grades, or to lie to me so much. Do you have those kind of thoughts? Let me know in the comments. What is the thought that runs through your head? Well, now as a parenting coach, I know, and by the way, I work through these with parents all the time, that those feelings of incapability, of those thoughts of I must be doing something wrong, those feelings of not doing enough were not even feelings. I was believing those things about myself. They were beliefs that I had about myself. I believed I was not enough. I believed I was not capable. I believed I was a failure. I believed I was a disappointment. And these beliefs did not start when my child started having a tantrum on the floor. These beliefs did not start when he came to my foster care when he was 7 years old. These beliefs come are very, very old, very, very old, because they are coming from the way we were raised. So I'm going to walk you through some of those beliefs that really are limiting beliefs that are shadowing your parenting so you as well can brainwash yourself to become a secure parent and feel a lot more peaceful in your parenting. Limiting belief number one: I am not enough. I am not enough, usually, let me know if you relate to this, comes when we grew up with very high expectations from the adults in our lives. And it was never enough. If we got 70% on a test, the question was, what happened with the other 30? How can you make it 100? Let's work towards getting 100 next time. If you made your bed, then, but look at the corner, like it has to be perfect. And then if you grew up in this environment that where perfect was the only thing that was enough, it makes sense why you grew up believing you are not enough. And that for sure transfers to your parenting and shows up so many different ways. For example, I've coached parents who exhaust themselves to the point of not taking care of their needs to prove their enoughness to their kids with the daily outings, with I need to play with them today because I have not played with them, with we need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And if all the to-do list is not taken care of, then that's for sure the sign that I'm not doing enough. So by bedtime, they're so exhausted that they retrieve or they become reactive. If you find yourself retrieving or becoming reactive by bedtime, check, because it could be the effect of this rooted belief of not I'm not enough. And you try all day to be enough for your kids, for everybody but you. You deny your own feelings and needs to take care of other people's feelings and needs. So that's limiting belief number one, and how it showed up in my parenting. Once I worked in myself with the help of my parenting coach, and I started seeing myself as enough, I stopped doing things to prove I was enough. Example, very clear example of how it showed up in my life, considering that I'm raising an autistic son at the moment, and I'm an autistic mom. Going to the park for me is not as a walk in the park. It's not as easy as saying, hey, let's just go to the park. I need to prepare a lab mentally and physically as well to be able to cope with the environmental triggers, the sensory triggers, being an autistic mom, having an autistic child who has a lot of sensory triggers outdoors. So when I was believing that was not enough, I would just go to the park because that's what good parents do. Good parents go take their kids to the park when there is good weather outside. Now I could care less. If I feel that going to the park is going to hurt me emotionally, if I'm not up to that day, it doesn't matter if it's the most beautiful, good weather day, I'm not taking my kids to the park. And I believe I'm good enough and that does not make me a bad mom. Limiting belief number two that permeates parenting that comes from childhood. I brainwashed myself this limiting belief to become a secure parent. I am not capable. And for me, it makes sense that I grew up with that limiting belief because I grew up undiagnosed autistic girl. And there were many things that I was not capable of giving my parents. And I kind of was expected to give that because I was not able to give it. And my needs were not accommodated. My support needs, no, I needed to mold to the dynamic of others, to the society. So it makes sense why, for me, this belief was formed. So the belief of I'm incapable usually forms when our parents did not see our needs and we had to mold our needs to their own desires. And then we feel very incapable. It's kind of like if you put a little fish to fly. So now, as a parent, when I was drowning in that limiting belief of I'm not capable, and let me know if you relate to this. And I've seen it in parenting coaching as well with my clients. When a parent doesn't feel capable, they give up a lot sooner. They give up before they they try. So these there are things that come to parents who have this belief of I'm incapable. And these thoughts could be something like, why should I even try if they're not going to listen to me anyway? I'm just going to let them tire themselves and cry themselves to sleep. If she doesn't even calm down with me, why do I even try? This is the thought of a parent who believes they're not capable. So how did I brainwash myself to believe I was capable? Well, giving myself evidence of all the things that made me capable as a parent, and being aware of when I'm giving up before even trying. So, my encouragement for you is that start paying close attention when you are giving up in your parenting before trying, or when you're kind of self sabotaging yourself, such as, oh, I already yelled once. I know I'm going to keep yelling. I'm just going to lose it and yell and yell more. That comes from the belief I'm not capable. If I was not able to keep it together now, I won't be able to keep it together later. So why do I even try? And you self sabotage. You self sabotage. So to our children, this comes across as, yeah, my mom, my dad doesn't have what it takes. When in reality, you do. You do have what it takes. You are meant to be your child's parent. But that belief of I'm not capable is what's keeping you in that self sabotage cycle. So, my invitation for you is to start giving yourself evidence of capability and catch yourself when you start sabotaging yourself before you even try something, and replace it with I'm capable and I can do this. I'm capable of doing hard things. And the last limiting belief that I brainwashed myself to believe I'm a secure parent is that I grew up believing that crying was not good. Because let me know if you relate to this. When I was little and I cried, I was dismissed. I'm gonna give you a reason to cry if you keep crying, or come on, Marcela, you're crying over nothing. That's nothing. Just keep it together. Just es parte del paseo. Get up. So crying is not okay. Crying is not allowed. What happens for a parent who believes crying is not okay? They want to be the safe space for their kids, but they cannot be because crying feels really unsafe. So when my son had the big meltdowns, the tantrum, the crying, when he was 7 years old, many years ago, now he's an adult, then I felt really unstable and nervous when he had those big emotions. So, what's the cycle of parents who believe crying is not okay? They do anything to try their kids to stop crying. They offer bribes, they offer anything, but please stop crying. And then when the children don't stop crying, they feel really incapable and sad. So, how did I brainwash myself? When I started embodying the belief that crying is healthy, which it is. If it weren't healthy, it would not be natural. We were made with tear ducts for a reason. It's a way of releasing what's built up inside. We are physically releasing and emotional releasing when we cry. When once we see crying that way, we start giving more space to our children to express their emotions in safety without us trying to fix it, to stop it, to make them to stop crying right away. It helps us be more patient and not drown in reactivity. And if you are like, but can I have like a clear roadmap to not drown in reactivity, to be a lot more peaceful inside? I do have that clear roadmap. I have a free class that you can find on my website, hicparenting.com. I'm going to leave a card here or down here. And there I share with you in that free class my parenting with understanding system of needs to bring peace to your parenting and so you can start raising secure children. This class has been taken for 477 parents, and they started seeing a lot more calmness in them in the first weeks, regardless of their kids' behaviors. So I encourage you to take it. It is free and it will give you a clear step by step and roadmap that my clients have at the moment to raise emotionally secure children. I have a question for you. What can you say to yourself right now to extend empathy towards yourself? I'm looking for something such as I am enough, I matter, I'm a good parent, I'm a good parent, I am enough, I am capable. Type it in the comments, help one another. And if this video gave you a lot of peace in your parenting, if it brought you some level of peace, will you share it? Send it right now to a friend, to your spouse, to your sister who's struggling with with her kids, to your brother-in-law. Send it right now and say, hey, this video helped me. I'm sure it can help you too. And I want you to know that it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to transform your parenting. I'll see you next time. Ciao.